they were like, we need to do a thing where Worf reconnects with cultural stuff. And Michael Piller had just watched Malcolm X.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
And another thing was that they were also referencing this movie called The Bridge Over the River Kwai. So they were very much in this mindset of, okay, let's like talk about like cultural assimilation and heritage and whatnot. And in fact, I'm going to take the opportunity to break format a little bit and do mailbag really early because this week's mailbag is actually about this. This week's email is from Sean, who writes, The African Diaspora and Worf. Hi, the TNG two-parter Birthright is my all-time favorite TNG episode because it deals directly with the central metaphor behind Worf's character, identity in the African diaspora. Worf has always been used by the show, often problematically, as an avatar of 1990s Afrocentrism or Black nationalism. This aspect of his character would have been legible to a 1990s audience living through debates about multiculturalism. But Birthright tackles the actual historical dilemma behind all this. American slavery and its aftermath, here represented by a Romulan prison camp. The Romulan Tokath is clearly meant to be the self-satisfied paternal slaveholder who thinks he's helping the people he's oppressing. Worf's debates with the Klingons in the camp suggest the real predicaments enslaved communities faced, how to survive, whether to accommodate, and how to pass down their West African cultural heritage. At one point, Worf literally shows that their farming tools are weapons, i.e. their plowshares have been swords. Anyways, love the pod. Sean.
I'm fascinated by that email, Sean. There's so much to say.
So this to me is why I don't love the episode, because I've been aware of this context that they wanted to do with this episode, and I don't think they do it well.
I 110% agree, Marvin.
I think Dan was chatting about this with me last week. He was like, Klingon culture is so weird that it can't be used as an allegory for something, you know? Like they have such weird ideas about what is honorable, what isn't honorable, and like what you can or cannot do that it doesn't really connect correctly. If it does, it connects in an almost offensive way. I think one of the things that the show itself kind of potentially overlooks is that Klingons and Romulans racially hate each other, right? Mm-hmm. This is a society that decided to discard their old beliefs about that type of thing.
It's kind of a great thing.
Yeah. And like Tokath gave up his career, basically. Yeah. They said the moment I leave, they're going to this all up. So I'm going to stay here forever as long as I can to make sure it's all good, you know?
Right.
And to that same extent, LaCour has as much say about what goes on here as he does. It's like they gave up some of the worst parts of their prejudices built into their cultures
to live peacefully together.
So I don't feel like that's the same thing as A Bridge Over the River Kwai.